In this episode of our Photoshop tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the entire Photoshop design workflow on how I created this stunning birthday flyer in Adobe Photoshop. If today is your first time on my channel, click on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon so that anytime I drop any new video, you'll be the first person to get notified. Now let's jump right into the video. So in this video, we are using the 4.5 by 5 unit measurement. Alright, now the first thing I'm going to do is to start with our background design. Alright, so first of all, come to this guy right here and then go to solid color. Now this is the color code that we are using. We have 87D5F4, right? Then click on OK. I'm going to right click on it and then click on rasterize layer, right? Now go and grab your brush tool and then increase the size. Now we are using a soft round brush, so this is what we are going to do. We are going to get rid of the lower parts just like that, almost to the half of the canvas size. Okay, so this is okay for me. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to my resource files, and I have this resource here. I'm going to drag it to my Photoshop like this and put it right here like that. I'm going to increase the size. Okay, so this works for me. Keep it right here. Click on this guy. All right, now head over to the blending option, right, and then select the screen. So this is it, and then head over to your filter, click on blend, then click on Gaussian blur, and then make sure that your radius is 5.0 pixels. All right, good. And the next thing I'm going to do is to create a new layer on top of that. Now head over to your foreground color, and then this is the color code that we are using, ABA7A7. Click on OK, and I'm going to grab my brush tool and then increase the size. So let me just change it to 700 and see. Okay, so I think this works good. Let's do it 800. All right, this is okay for me. And then with the soft round brush, I'm just going to apply it to this side like that, and then to this side. All right, good. Now head over to the blending option and then change the blending option to color dot. So we have color dot right here, so that we have this white effect. And now what the color dot does is that it takes away the blacks or any other color in the layer that we have right there, and then leaves the whites just like that. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to my resource files and then drag and drop this image right here. Now I'm going to click on this guy, right click on it, and then click on rasterize layer. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to the blending options and then change it to linear bend, right? So we have linear bend right here. Then I'm going to resize it like that, and then keep it right here like that. Okay, so this works for me. Good. Now I'll go ahead and then bring in my last resource for the background, which is this cloud right here. So I just drag it to the Photoshop, click on this guy, and then I'm going to resize it just like that, and then keep it right here, right? Click on this guy. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to head over to my filter tabs and then click on the blur, and then go to Gaussian blur, and then change the blur radius to 10.0, then click on OK. Now on my keyboard, I'm going to press on Ctrl+J to make a duplicate, and then resize it like this. Keep it right here. It should be right in the middle, right? So I'm going to canvas, then make sure it's in the middle. Now press on Ctrl+J again, and then you're going to resize it like that, and keep it right here. Good. All right, now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to group everything right here. So select everything right from the solid color that we added to the very top layer, and then on your keyboard press on Ctrl+J to group them. And I'm going to rename this group as the background. Now you can even go ahead and then allocate a color to it for organization purpose. So I'm going to right click on it and then come down and then click on the red color, right? So anytime we see the red color allocated to any of the layers, then we know that's okay. So this belongs to the background group. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to draw our shape where the subject is going to sit on it. But before we do that, if you're a graphic designer, you need to understand one thing, that your designs are always only as good as what you build with. All right, whether you are just starting out, whether you are leveling up your skills, or trying to deliver clients work faster, the one thing that separates average designs from professional ones isn't the talents or the skills. It's always the foundation. And this is where the ultimate graphic design resource pack comes in. The pack gives you everything you need to build that foundation. It comes with premium fonts that actually commands attention. It also has curated color palettes, right, which contains color combinations that work every time. And then you also get icons and other resources like background and models that will help your work stay consistent, clean, and then client ready. You don't have to waste hours hunting for the right font. There's no need for you to second guess your color choices. Now, I've had a lot of people asking me how I pick my colors, and in this ultimate graphic design resource pack, we also have some color combinations in there that you can use for your projects. Now, what the resource pack does is that it actually does the heavy lifting so that you can get time to focus on your creativity and your work. The amazing thing is that as time goes on, we add more resources to it. We've been adding more graphic design resources to it right from day one. Now, if you are looking to get yourself this ultimate graphic design resource pack, it only comes with just one-time payment, and then you are going to get access to over 5,000 design resources. I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video, and I also pin it in the comment section as well, so you can get yourself a copy. Now let's continue. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is to create a new layer on top of our folder, right, our background folder, and I'm going to grab my pen tool, right, and then make sure that your option here is on shape, and then this is what we are going to do. So I'm going to stand right here and then make a click, and then come here, then make an anchor point, another click to make an anchor point. Then I'm going to resize it or adjust it this way, right? Then I'm going to close it from here like that. Good. You can always go ahead and adjust it if you want, but I think this is quite okay for me. All right, now that we have our shape in place, I'm going to change the color to DDDADA. All right, then click on OK. Now head over to your resource files, and I'm also going to link all these resources in the description of this video so you can download and then use them for practicing. Now drag and drop this texture image right here on top of the first shape that we drew, right? I'm going to right click on it and then click on create clipping mask, just like that. Now you can either go ahead and then decrease the opacity of the texture or change the blending mode for the texture to, what do you call it, multiply, right? You have those two options to do that. Now for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to change the blend mode to multiply like that. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new layer on top of that. Right click on it and then click on create clipping mask. Now head over to your foreground color, sample the color right here, but bring it down because we want to create a shadow effect, right? So this is the color code that we are using. I'm going to click on OK. Now I'm going to select my brush tool, and then okay, so 800 pixels as the size is okay, and then we are still using the soft round brush, right? Then I'm going to apply it right here like this, and also apply it here like that. All right, so let's see. And you also apply some right here. Okay, good. All right, now I'm going to reduce the opacity a little bit and see. Also, this is okay for me. I'm going to leave the opacity for the shadow at 70% like that. Now that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add my first text, right? So grab your text tool, and I'm going to add my first text, which is God, and I'm going to resize it like this. Keep it right here. All right, now I'm going to change the color to black, right? We are going to change the color later on, but then let's keep it at black. And I'm going to add my next text. Great. Now you can go ahead and then draw our next shape, right? So create a new layer and then grab your pen tool again, then stand here, make a click, and then come here, make another click to make an anchor point. Then you are going to adjust it this way. Then I will close it right here like that. Great. Now let's change the color to this color right here, DDDADA, right? Click on OK. And then just like we did for the first shape, I'm going to head over to the resource files and then drag and drop this texture image like that. Right click on it and then click on create clipping mask and then change the blending option to multiply. Then let's decrease the opacity to 70% like that. Now I'm going to create a new layer on top of it. Right click on it and then click on create clipping mask. Then with the same foreground color, right, I'm going to grab my brush tool and then apply it here like that, and also apply it here like that. Okay, so I think this is okay for me. Now this is what I'm going to do. Select the second image, which is this one, go to FX and then go to drop shadow. Right, so let me change the color to something like this. All right, so I think it's okay for me. Now this is the setting that we are using for the drop shadow. Let's see. Okay, so right, the color code is 3E 3D 3D, and then the opacity is 32%, the angle is 90 degrees, the distance 9, the spread is 3%, the size is 46 pixels, and the contour, we are using the first contour. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to shape 1 layer right here and then select the shadow that we added, right, and then head over to your eraser tool. I'm going to decrease the size and then we are going to get rid of the lower part like that, right. And the next thing I'm going to do is to add my next text. So I'm going to add my next text right here, which we have good. And then we're also going to change the color to black, but then we also change everything later on and then keep the stars bold, right. The font that we are using is Montserrat, of course, and I'm going to resize it and keep it right here. Good. All right, now the next I'm going to do is to drag and drop our subject right here. Great. Now this particular image, the subject was actually sitting on a chair, right, so I had to remove the chair and then use the image that I want. So I'm just going to keep the image right here. Now pay attention. I'm going to bring it down like this. All right, so good. All right, so I think this place is okay for me. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my first shape. Where is it? Okay, shape 1, which is this one. And I'm going to select the texture that we added and then the shadow, and then with my arrow key adjust it to the top like this, right. Then come to shape 2. Let me zoom in, select the shape 2 layer, select the texture that we added and then select the shadow. Then I'm going to shift it to the top like that, but then I'm going to adjust it this way so that it fits the it fits, right. So I think this is okay, but I'm just going to increase the size a little bit. Let me take my time. Okay, so I think this is okay for me. You need to be careful with this, and then okay. All right, so I think this is okay for me. Great. Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rasterize the image, the subject, and then decrease the opacity, right, and then we will do some cutting. Let me decrease it more so that you can see what we are doing. Now go and select the polygonal lasso tool and then come here, select the subject layer, then cut right on the line of the shape. All right, so we can create the effects that we want. Keep it right here, close it here, and then on the keyboard press on the delete key, right click on it and then click on deselect. So let me increase the opacity, then you see what we have. Beautiful. All right, so let's come down to the feet. Is feet, of course. Now we need to decrease opacity more so we can see the lines. All right, so I have it here. I'm going to grab my polygonal lasso tool, and then from this part, like that. Good. Please be careful with this thing. All right, honestly, I had to record this video twice. It was all because of the curtain, right? I want it to be perfect. So okay, let's deselect. All right, now I'm going to increase opacity, and then beautifully the image is sitting right there. But there is something more we need to do, right? The shadows. We need to add more shadows so that when the viewer sees the image or the flyer, he can tell the difference between the first shape and then the second shape, right? We just want to create the idea that the image or our subject is sitting on two steps, right? I believe we are getting the point. So I think you can go back and then increase the opacity of the shadows for the first shape, which is this one right here. And then let's see if you can do same for the second shape, where the layer, shape 2, shadows. Let me see. Okay, so the opacity is already 100%. Okay, so right, so this is what you're going to do. I'm going to select the shape 2 and then go to the drop shadow effects. Then let's see what we can do here. Let's try and increase the opacity and see. Okay, so I think this is quite better, right? 77%. Good. Now you can tell the difference. Now this is what you're going to do with the text. Let me keep this right in the middle. Great. Decrease the size. All right, now first let's do some color grading to our image, the subject. So right click on the image and then click on convert to smart objects, right? But before then, let's group the shapes, their textures, and then their shadows so that they all become one. So I'm going to select the first shape, which is shape 1, right on top of the background group folder, right? And I'm going to select the last shadow that we added and then drag it to the folder icon, and I'm going to call this the shape group. Okay, so RGB, right? And then we can also allocate the orange color to it. Great. All right, now let's go back to our subjects, which is our gentleman right here, and then convert it to smart objects. Head over to your filter and then click on the camera raw filter. Let's apply this simple color grading here, right? So first, let's start with the contrast here and then change the contrast to a plus of 17. So I'm just going to change to 17 and then come to the highlights, keep it at 9. The shadows, let's keep it -1, and then the whites, a plus of 8. The blacks, let's see, -19, right? Come to texture and then change the texture to a plus of 72, and then for the clarity, I'm going to keep it at a plus of 39, and then the D's, let's give it a plus of 34. Right, now come to saturation, so let's increase it a little bit. I think a plus of 4 is okay for the saturation. And then come to sharpening, we are just going to keep it at 0, and then the noise reduction, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so 70 is okay, and I'm going to leave everything as it is and then click on OK. All right, so this looks okay for me, right? Now let's go back to our text and then change the colors here. So I'm going to select the code text right here and then change the color. I'm going to sample the color of the shirt that he's wearing, which is 6E0117. That's the color code. I'm going to right click on it and then click on copy, go to OK, and then select this text right here. Then I'm going to grab my type tool and then select, highlight the bossman text, come to the color here, and then with the color code that we copied on your keyboard, press on Ctrl+, V to paste it. In that, click on OK. Alright, and then we are going to change the style to black. Good. Awesome. And you can go ahead and then also group these two remaining layers if you want, and then allocate colors, or just give them. Alright, now there we have our beautiful and simple birthday flyer. If you find this video helpful, click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell icon so that anytime I drop new video, you will be notified. Don't forget the ultimate graphic design resource pack. Now until I come your way with another Photoshop tutorial, I'm out.